Hi, I've identified 5 basic types of ToK essay question that get asked every year. In today's video, I will name and explain those types. I'll explain how and why I identified these question types, and then I'll explain how you can use this typology to improve ToK essay scores in your school if you're a teacher, or how to use it to improve your ToK essay if you're a student. Welcome to ToK Today. My name's Daniel and I like writing and vlogging about theory of knowledge. Happy New Year to my regular viewers and subscribers. I hope that you all had a lovely holiday and I wish you all of the best for the coming year. Okay, let's get to it. I've analysed the ToK essay questions from the past 7 exam sessions and I've grouped them into 5 categories or types. Those 5 categories are firstly, the development of knowledge questions, secondly, the accuracy of knowledge questions, thirdly, technology and the production of knowledge questions, fourthly, epistemic questions, and finally, the ethical implications of knowledge questions. Now you can download this graphic and all the other graphics for free from the link in the video description. So in the next section of this video, I'll explain how I devised this typology, and then more importantly, I'll explain why I devised this typology. Finally, I'll explain how ToK teachers can use this typology, or just my process, to improve ToK essay scores in their own school. And in the 2 upcoming videos in this series, I'll go through each of these types of questions and explain possible ways of approaching that specific question type. However, before I get on to that, please do me a favour. If you're getting use from this video, hit the like button, and if you want to see more videos on ToK, I'd be most grateful if you'd consider subscribing. Okay, the idea for this typology comes from one of my favourite books of literary analysis, and that's Christopher Booker's book, 7 Basic Plots. In this book, Chris Booker demonstrates that every story fits to at least one of 7 underlying basic plots. And this got me wondering whether ToK essay questions could also be categorised in the same way. Are there basic ToK essay question frameworks upon which all of the questions are built? And this led me to start analysing past essay questions. Initially, I just looked at the essay questions from May 22 onwards, as this is when the first essays of the current ToK syllabus were written. And I tried to group similar questions together and devise category descriptions for those questions. Now, after some fiddling and tweaking, I came up with 5 headings or question types that we see year on year. These question types share common features. They explore the same areas of ToK and they're tilting towards the same areas of philosophy. Now, obviously there are some weaknesses or potential flaws in this methodology and typology that will become immediately evident to my ToK-wise audience. Firstly, obviously it's all based on my interpretation of the questions, and others may have differing interpretations of the questions. A varied interpretation will lead to different category headings and maybe a different number of categories. Secondly, the descriptors of the question types are also subjective. Other people may come up with different category types and different descriptors. And finally, there's a lot of crossover in both category descriptions and question placement. The same question could fit under more than one category. So this leads to the question of why bother to do this analysis and why devise these categories if other people might come up with a different analysis? Well, the answer to why is to help us as ToK teachers to optimise the effectiveness of our teaching. By understanding what types of questions repeatedly come up, we can optimise the focus of the teaching of the knowledge framework of the areas of knowledge. Now, ToK is a very open subject. It doesn't have specified content. Therefore, if we're more aware of the types of questions that can come up, we can better focus our teaching of the AOKs. Let me stress, this is not question spotting. Not only would that be impossible in ToK, but these category headings are far too broad to be described as question spotting. And this brings me to the final section of today's video. How can we use these categories and this process to improve ToK learning and to improve the grades of our own students? Well, the easiest and most readily available teaching strategy is to focus learning of the knowledge frameworks on the essay categories themselves. So, for example, when we're teaching AOK Natural Sciences, we teach about the development of natural scientific knowledge. And when we teach AOK Human Sciences, we teach about the accuracy of human scientific knowledge, and so on and so on. These categories are very broad, so this strategy will still leave your students with a lot of freedom in question choice. More specifically, we could make our students aware of these category types, and we could set them inquiry-led tasks based on these categories. Finally, and most usefully, rather than giving the students the categories that I've devised, we can ask the students to go through the same process that I did and then come up with their own categories. So we give them all the ToK essay questions from the past few exam sessions and ask them to sort them into common categories and to name those categories. Now, whether you scaffold or guide them on the number of categories will depend on the level of your students, but this task would help the students to unpack and engage in the meaning of the questions. It's a meta-learning task of the sort that we know accelerates and deepens learning. Now, if you're teaching the ToK essay to students in the current exam session, you may want to pick up the ToK Today essay support notes for teachers from the ToK Today website. And if you're looking for teaching materials and teaching strategies for the ToK essay, then be sure to pick up Teach the ToK Essay in 12 Lessons Pack from the ToK Today website. So that's it for today. In the next two videos in this series, I'll look at each of the question types in detail and link it to some of the ToK learning that could be built for that specific question type. Many thanks for watching today, and remember to like, subscribe and share. Stay ToKtastic, my friends.